My name is Ryan Khani. These are my two listeners, and this is my persuasive speech. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You're scrolling on social media, and as hours begin to pass, something catches your attention. But not just anything, the thing. The thing that's going to finally make you complete. The thing that will finally make you well respected by your peers and fulfill you at last. So you buy it. And at first, you're right, it does make you feel this way. But then, as the days begin to pass, the feeling goes away, and you're back looking for something else that'll make you feel that same way. Now, this is the cycle that millions of young adults are falling under every single day. And the movie Fight Club, a movie made over 25 years ago, covered perfectly. And today, I am here to persuade you that people should watch Fight Club, and because it critically makes them think about consumerism as a whole, their personal identity, and they're finding real purpose in modern society. Now, just to clarify, I don't condone a lot of what happens in the movie, but I think that we should all be media literate and thoughtfully and open-mindedly understand the messages behind the movie. I'll go more into this later, but for now, just be open-minded and it all makes sense. So first, I'll explain why consumer culture is a problem. Then I'll explain how Fight Club covers this topic. Then I'll explain what viewers can take away from this movie. And last but not least, I'll explain how you can apply it to your day-to-day life and benefit from it. Now, to understand why Fight Club is still worth watching after all this time, you need to understand what exactly is consumer culture and how it's affecting us on a day-to-day basis. Well, first to begin, the truth is that young adults in the modern day feel lost. They have no sense of direction. They don't know what they're going to do for the rest of their lives. And that mixed with a bunch of top-tier advertisers and marketers selling them products that are supposed to solve their problems, such as buy my shoes and you'll suddenly fit in with your friend group, or buy this car and you'll be respected by your fellow co-workers. That's what we're being told, and that is a blatant and utter lie. Yet, millions of young adults fall under this trap every day. And happiness is not an external thing, is what these young adults do not understand. But it is an internal thing. It is an internal search that no product, no nothing can get for you except for yourself. Now, according to Dittmar, Bond, Hearst, and Kasser, all analysts/authors, materialism, or the obsession with material possessions, lowers self-esteem. So by these young adults actually buying these products, which they're told is going to boost their happiness and self-esteem, they're actually doing the opposite. So the psyop in short is that status, muscles, clothes, all of these things we've been conditioned to believe via social media were going to make us feel fulfilled. Don't. They actually do the opposite almost in the chase of them. So if we don't become aware of this, well then we're just going to keep chasing the carrot on the stick, and we're just going to go down a pit of despair. Now, Fight Club shows us what this pit of despair looks like. And I'm not the only one who saw this, by the way. Professional author/analyst Joseph Wozniak, he says that in an analysis of Fight Club that there are deeper messages in the movie, such as the ones I'm going to mention: identity, consumerism, and purpose. Now, the film starts off with the narrator, who we meet, and the narrator has seemingly everything you want in modern life. He has a stable job, a stable routine, and most of all, he has expendable income. And what does he spend this income on? Furniture. The narrator begins the film searching for, and as he quotes, a piece of furniture that will define him as a person. Now, that's all nice and dandy, but the narrator is actually very upset with his life. He's depressed, he's an insomniac, and his life takes a 180, however, when he meets the main character of the story, Tyler Durden. And after he meets Tyler and the narrator's condo burns down along with all of his furniture, his life, which seemingly is going downhill, I mean, all of his furniture he's collected over the years burned down to a crisp, his life actually gets a lot better. He feels more alive, he seems more fulfilled, he actually walks and talks like a person and not a zombie for the first time in the film. And Now, more about Tyler is he's an anarchist. He's a minimalist. He famously quotes that you are, or the possessions you own end up owning you. He also famously quotes, "You're not your khakis," which, as funny as it sounds, is actually a deeper message behind it. What it means is you're not your possessions. You're not what you own. You are what you are, and that's that. And as Tyler quotes, we're all the same decaying matter. Basically, we are all made of the same material. We're all put on the same earth. Nothing is special about anyone, which is a bit extreme, but that's the way Tyler views it, and there's some truth to it. Now, something I wanted to cover before that is the National Association for Media Literacy Education states that media literacy is the skill of thinking beyond what is on the screen. So when you see something like the Fight Club, which is pretty unrealistic, you think, what are these guys fighting for? Like, what's the point of this all? And what you need to understand is it's not about the fighting, it's about the message behind it. These men, for once, are finally able to be themselves, fully expressive, fully, like they don't have to conform to what society has made them, has beaten them to become. And that's what you need to think about a lot of the scenes in the film. So, yeah, after watching such a film, though, what can you take away? Well, for one, your eyes begin to open. You start to notice when you're being sold to. You start to notice when someone's telling you a blatant lie. And you learn that nothing on the outside you never needed in the first place to feel the way you wanted to. It was all inside you from the beginning. Second is you begin to question your mortality, Like there's many, many parts of the movie that make you understand that you are immortal. As Tyler quotes, your life is ending 1 minute at a time, and you start to live for more than just what society has made you, just scrolling on a screen or flipping through a TV with 100 channels. Now, what do we do with this message, however? Well, after watching Fight Club with an open mind, what I want you to do is think about the narrator in the beginning. His life is probably a lot like yours. In fact, that's why he is the narrator. He doesn't have a name, because he's meant to represent us, modern society, a normal person living in this world. And we're all living in a routine, I'm sure. We all are average humans. But by the end of the film, when the narrator is outside of the ordinary, in fact, some would say he's below ordinary, that's when he's finally able to live and flourish and just feel alive. He's no longer a zombie trapped in this world like he's been conditioned to become. He is who he is now, and no one can take that from him. Now, something else I want to say is Fight Club is not an answer for consumer culture. It is a warning. It is just a film, but the action that can be taken from the warning is the answer. Now, some movies aren't looking for much. They're looking for maybe a laugh, for you to shed a tear perhaps, but Fight Club asks for more from you. And what it asks is for you to take action in your own life, to stop living first from society's, the things that it's instilled in you, to learn something about yourself and to flourish because of it. That's what they did for me, and I hope it does the same for you. Thank you.